Castile not being here has kind of put him behind. He's growing much slower than his old enemies he made in first season. That's true. I mean, the main place that Castile could have grown would be the Maghreb. What Castile really needs is colonialism, and we're still a ways away from that. I mean, Portugal is usually the one we take as the example. How are you doing for that? So you've got Quest for the New World, and you are in fact exploring. So you've seen the coast of Brazil. You have not yet started any colonies, however. You have no colonist. So waiting for that, and then you'll be able to get a colonist. Let's see if anyone else is colonizing. Castile has nothing. Aragon. France is already 4 down quality. That's interesting. England also went quality. Huh. Holland. Holland's gone exploration. Holland could actually get colonists. Holland has not yet done any exploration though. He's got colonists, he's got colonial range. Huzzah! Freaky Zed, thank you very much for the Twitch Prime sub. Onwards! March the Maudlings. Thank you very much for that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Appreciate it. All the small will get eaten up. Yeah. This is why I generally don't let players play as small countries, because this just happens. It's much more interesting playing as the big guys, because there's actually more stuff you can do. And if you lose a war, it's not the end of the game. Make some new friends, try again. With the exception of the knights, who I will allow. Although they probably don't have a particularly fascinating game right now. Huzzah! Transferring trade power to Venice, and they're allied to Venice. They're no longer allied to Albania, that's because Albania doesn't exist. And the Ottomans actually just straight up annexed Bosnia. Interesting. Ben McMahon, thank you very much for the subscription. 6 months now. Thank you so much for that. And congratulations on the new colour horns. And some bits. Thank you, Freaky Zed. I appreciate that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You guys are too awesome. Bogolamist heretics against the French. Quite a few of them. Burgundy having a few pretender issues. Oh, right. We were taking a look at ideas. Does anyone else have any? Brandenburg's gone innovative, which is probably a good choice. Bohemia's gone defensive, so Bohemia is going to be a tough cookie to conquer. I wonder if Bohemia chose that or if the AI chose that. Considering how far down the line they are, I suspect Bohemia did. Austria's gone economic. That was not his choice and could still be cancelled. Venice has gone maritime. Okay. Increase the size of your fleet and the potency of the fleet. Trade is usually a better second or third choice, I think. So I'm not that surprised. Ottomans went for quantity. So Helson very often likes going innovative first, but he's gone for just, I need a big army. I'm going to be getting involved in a lot of wars. I'm going to be a Goliath of a player, so yeah, I need to have a big military. Poland also went innovative. Good choice, good choice. Muscovy, still no idea yet. Denmark, no idea, but he could choose one. Sweden went exploration. And I suspect that was a Swedish choice, not an AI choice. So Sweden's done that. Norway's gone diplomatic, but Norway's AI, so that's not really a surprise. Tunisia's not got anything. Mamelukes have gone administrative. Mamelukes are not here today. I doubt that was his choice. Ethiopia's gone exploration. Maybe to start colonizing Africa? I mean, a lot of, well, one of Ethiopia's big goals is to just get more Coptic territories. I'm a little bit surprised he went exploration, not religious first. I think I probably would have gone religious. Karakanulu. Aristocratic, no surprises there, considering the focus on cavalry. Genoa. Quality. No, that's France. Plutocratic, good choice. Plutocratic's nice because it has a nice mix of military and trade ideas. Holland. Exploration. So we're getting a lot of early explorers going. I doubt that we've seen any colonies yet, although Holland could probably reach. Can I? No. You just haven't found any land to colonize, but I suspect you'd be able to reach it. Maybe not. Still kind of early. Can I do this? Click on you and see what you can see colonially? No. Exploration to gain access to the Mediterranean players for institution deals, maybe. Possibly. Florence. We haven't looked at Florence. Economic. I'm going to put my money on economic. Innovative. Okay. Also a good choice. Like, the earlier you get innovative, the more it pays off, because the more innovativeness you gain, and the cheaper your technology and ideas are, like, throughout the rest of the game. Knights. What are the knights chosen? Can't forget the knights. If I can even click on them. You're so small. Naval. Brilliant choice for the knights. Get that galley combat ability up. You don't have a doctrine. You definitely want to get a doctrine soon. Oh, you must have a naval force limit of at least 20 to get a doctrine. Your force limit is currently 14, so you want to be investing loads and loads of points into the development. I mean, you're already up to 22, so you've been doing that to an extent. And just make Rhodes a powerhouse. And then what are your starting things? +5 discipline, you can raid coasts. You need to wait until here. That's when you become really powerful. Then double down with that. So with the Reconquista of the Sea, you get 20% more galley combat ability, and then also the 15% chance to capture enemy ships. And then once you have Scourge of the Corsairs, you get 50% naval force limit modifier. Those two combined with each other makes your galleys truly scary. Truant Saxony. Muscovy we already saw, I think. Didn't we? Nothing. Wouldn't be surprised if he goes quantity. Trier has gone defensive. Cologne's gone innovative. Saxony, innovative. I do feel kind of bad for Saxony. Oh man, those are such nice ideas. Development and advisor cost reduction. Two of the best things. Chance for new air, don't rate that. Goods produced, pretty decent. Diplo rep, that's alright. Tolerance of heretics, nah. Diplo relations. Okay, relations are like the one diplomatic thing that I would probably like. National tax modifier, yeah, good. And then discipline. Capstone of prestige. They start off so strong and then their ideas kind of go, yeah. Again, I missed whatever they were saying there. I really wish there was a log so you can move back and see what they can say. The nice Hospitallers, who may have become a little more than a Pirate Republic theocracy. Yes, there's nothing Republican about them, but everything piratical. Next week, if I were the Knights, I'd cut a deal with the Ottomans and Venice to take the provinces needed to form Jerusalem. Ottomans won't do it. Venice would probably support them. Like, the Ottomans want to see the Knights crushed, and the Knights do not want to make a deal with the Ottomans, because the Ottomans are your main way of making money. Remember, the main way that the Knights are making money is raiding. You want to have as many non-faith people around you as possible so you can raid them. And the Ottomans might even need to start investing in pirate hunters to stop it. They haven't yet. But they could. Meanwhile, Tunis still fighting against Tugot and Morocco. Then Machiavelli, we'll say more. Machiavelli, I should say. The Ottomans want the Holy City. Was that one of their goals? They want Rome. They don't want Jerusalem. In fact, speaking of the goals, let's continue to explore what the others have. So where did we get up to? We got up to Cologne? Yes, Cologne. We haven't done Denmark yet. So Denmark is one of the ones that's a little bit more complicated. So Denmark wants to own 4 centres of trade in the Baltic, which is now going to be more difficult seeing as Sweden's independent. So if we go to the trade map mode, we can see Stockholm is 1, Riga is 1, Königsberg is 1, and Danzig is 1. So they could go for these 3 and Gotland, maybe? That would be 4, and that way they don't need to have Stockholm. Or they need to have 6 centres of trade in Lubeck. So they've already got 1, 2, 3 of them. That's not actually a centre of trade. However, Ostjylland is, so they've got 4. Ellsborg is 1, so that would technically be 5. Or they could go for Bremen. Or they could go for Stralsund. And there's actually a fair number of choices here. Or they can go for Akershus in Norway. Akershus they can almost certainly get because it is Norway and they'll just inherit it. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then basically either Stralsund or Bremen. So they will need to expand more into Germany to complete that goal. They need to ensure Protestantism and Reformed have more provinces than Catholicism. So they're on the Protestant side in the League War. No, that's Cologne. Where am I up to? Own Yorkshire, East Midlands and East Anglia. So they have a goal which puts them into direct competition with England. They need to own this, this and this. Basically, Danelaw. So recreate Danelaw and they complete that goal. So England and Denmark will have reasons to fight. They need to own or have a colonial nation on Newfoundland. So this is, of course, Vinland. They need to take the island of Newfoundland. And then they need to own Normandy. So they have a reason to go to war with France and retake the Norsemen's coast, Normandy. Has Ethiopia stabilized yet? That's a good question. Let's take a look. Nope, definitely not. Although those are just peasant revolters, that's not too bad. Sunni Zealots, however, is a bit more problematic. Love the idea of raiding in EU4, but the implementation to sailboat click button was way more interesting in CK2 as the Vikings, where you actually had to risk forces for nice profits. Yeah, I kind of hope that they take another look at raiding, or at least allow you to set it up as a mission in the same way as privateering. Like make it a more immediate privateering system, or like just automate it. And say raid as soon as the coasts are available. Or have a, hell, even a map mode to tell you what provinces are raidable would be super nice. And maybe a pop-up saying you can raid stuff. The Genoese Empire in the Black Sea is very substantial, starting to wonder if they will counterbalance to Russia. Possibly. It depends if Russia wants to go this far south, although I think that Muscovy wants the Crimea. What am I saying? Of course Russia wants the Crimea. Duh! Yes, the Crimea is actually one of the Muscovite goals. I remember writing that one. Okay, so that is Denmark looked at. Now let's take a look at England. So England wants to own Malta, Gibraltar and Bermuda. So these are all islands that the British Empire owned in reality. So they want Gibraltar, which is that province right there, to allow them to control access to the Mediterranean. They want Malta because it's an excellent airbase when you're fighting against Italy. I mean, seaport when you're fighting against anyone in the Mediterranean. And then they want Bermuda, which is a nice stepping stone and naval base to basically control the Americas. It still owns some of them, that's true. So England wants those. They want to have a colonial nation in 5 different colonial regions. So whereas Castile wants 3 colonial nations of at least 20 provinces, there are no limitations to the size of the English colonies. They just need to have a lot of them. So Castile wants to have a couple of big blobs. England just wants to have lots and lots of separate ones in lots of different regions, which is going to cause competitions because the guys who want the big ones are going to want to control as much of those big areas as possible. And England just wants to be everywhere. They need to own 1 area in India and 1 area in China. So I've left that purposefully vague so they can go anywhere. And then they need to own an area, so like Andhra or South Carnatic or East Bengal, and then 1 area in China. Hello.
Just trying to point out that Tunis is a great power.
Really?
Yeah. Everyone else has killed themselves too much, so that I'm now a great power.
Well done. Now you just need to keep it.
Well, Iberians are somewhat friendly.
That wasn't one of your goals, was it? Tunis?
Great power? No, it wasn't.
No. Okay. But still, well done. Like, you're going to have problems with Castile, because Castile wants the Maghreb and turn it Catholic.
No, Castile does not want the Maghreb. Castile and me are best friends.
I'm sure you are. It's kind of helpful for you that he's not here today.
Yeah, I don't know if you saw, but my first war against Morocco, I had Portugal, Castile, and Aragon fighting with me.
Yes, I did.
And then in my second war, I had Florence fighting with me, so I have allies.
Yeah, you've played the diplomatic game better than some, that's for sure.
So just got to kill Morocco, and then I'm basically consolidated. That's great fun.
But the real question I have to ask is, how's the raiding going?
Well, I don't know if anyone's heard you, but I went and extorted half of Europe, and they didn't really like that for some odd reason. Like, I thought they'd be into it, but apparently not. Apparently not the kind of thing. So the Pope said, "Okay, I'm going to crusade you," and everyone else said, "Okay, I'm going to join in." Even Helson was like, "Go away, or I'm going to damage you." So I kind of backed off a bit.
Yeah, I mean, piracy is a double-edged sword. One, you can make so much money. Oh my gosh, so much money.
Yeah.
But people tend to get a little irritated.
Once my navy starts being a navy and not a transport fleet, I will restart that front.
Yeah, because one of your goals is to have a lot more light ships than you currently have.
Two.
Yeah, you have two. And your goal is to get 500? It's only another 498 to go.
200, but yeah.
No, it's 500. Check the goals. I updated that.
Is it? Oh, okay. But yeah, it's gone fairly well considering I wasn't here last session.
Yes. I was a little bit concerned when they were eating up Morocco as quickly as they were, but you seem to have bounced back. And I think
Morocco. Yeah, the deals got changed about every 2 minutes.
Deals have a habit of doing that.
Yeah, because Castile originally joined with me just for Granada. Aragon originally joined for nothing, and Portugal originally joined for what is left of Morocco.
Uh-huh.
And now you can see what happened.
You have a peasants' war brewing.
No, I don't, because I've +2 Castile. It'll just sit there until I have manpower.
Okay.
Yeah. What was I saying? Now Aragon's taking land, and I stole some land from all of them, and Sicily was so interesting.
Yeah, Aragon seems to be releasing a lot of territory. I mean, Naples, I understand.
That was rebels. They had a pretender. They had a peasants' war, and rebels broke them free.
They were there for a while though, and Aragon did nothing.
They were there for a while, but Aragon was bankrupt. Then had 4K troops, and then had no transports.
And then they had the extremely, and I'm still like very impressed with how they did against Genoa.
Yeah,
it's the most bizarre war I've ever seen. It was brilliant.
Yeah, I kind of just looked over there, and they were, yeah, I don't. It was interesting. Sahara is now my pet dog. I quite like it.
Yeah, I saw that. Florence being a merchant republic and establishing that over there. That's actually really good for you, because having merchant republics trading in your areas boosts the goods produced of all of your provinces.
And me and Florence are also now best buds.
Florence is probably a pretty good ally for you. Like, you have very few, if any, overlapping issues.
Yeah, like, I don't know if you saw my most recent war against the rest of North Africa.
I did.
But, Florence was helping out a lot.
That's good. I mean, I wasn't watching too closely how the actual armies were doing, but yeah, I did see you were fighting.
Mm-hmm. Everyone wants Sicily. Like, I can't name a single major power that does not want Sicily right now.
Really?
Like, I've had originally Aragon wanted it. I was going to get to do the war for them, and then they'd get it. But then, like, I got approached by other people who had more enticing offers.
For Sicily?
For Sicily, because I don't want to name names, but a few of them have missions to get Sicily.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been slowly but surely going through the goals, so Twitch knows some of those.
Yep. It's a wrong day when Venice borders, like, with a land border, Tunis.
Yeah, I saw that. I wonder if Mamluk sold him Benghazi specifically to stop you expanding into the Mamluks.
No, me and Mamluks, we have an alliance.
Okay.
Or at least we had one. I'm not sure how that'll pan out next
sorry,
session.
there's a player war going on. I need to comment on this.
Okay, I'll
Thanks.
Deal.
Alright, so Aragon is currently fighting against France. I mean, this has kind of been inevitable. The French reconquest of Roussillon, which is a very nice place to visit, by the way. So France is moving south into Roussillon. This is France versus Aragon and Castile. France, England, Florence versus Aragon. Castile not being here. So Castile will probably help a little bit, but they can't do any damage to Castile. No money, no land, nothing like that. Just seeing if there's anyone else in this war. No, it is literally just those guys. I don't think Aragon stands much of a chance here. They have no army, too big a navy, which is galleys. They have heavy ships? All of your bonuses are for galleys. You start with an amazing idea that gives you galley combat ability. Why would you build heavies? You don't need to. Peace offer from Florence. Cede Valencia and money. And then from France, Roussillon, Huesca, Girona, Barcelona and Urgell and Tarragona and money. Is Aragon still bankrupt? Nope, they at least very kindly waited for Aragon to no longer be bankrupt. Or else they just didn't go bankrupt. They still have 29 loans. What the hell are you doing, Aragon? Here comes the English Navy, though England... Oh no, they probably have fleet basing rights from France, so they can sit here, not taking any attrition. And they're also providing a blockade bonus for taking out Roussillon. Aragon has no army, so there's no fight here. You may as well unconditional.